Game number 1, the Korea Cup, everybody. We are still in the winner's bracket. We are in the round of 8, and we have another best of 3 series. Team Beast Titan. I swear to God, this time it is really Team Beast Titan and not Attack on Titan. They have both teams in the tournament. Was my mistake. It's really Team Beast Titan, and they are playing against JinA Ward. So, JinA as a player on the red team, the team is named after him. This is a Korean tournament. It's officially called the Healing League Season 2, which, as I said, is a little bit misleading because A, it's not a league, it's a tournament, it's a double elimination tournament with 8 teams, and B, for most people, Healing League is not really gonna ring a name or bell, so I just dub it always the Korea Cup. We have Vala banned out again, and she's been the one that I use to highlight differences between the metas on the eastern side and the western side, and Vala is the best example because while she sees play in the western scene, over here she has now been part of every single map. Mostly as a ban. I think she was played once, I believe, but she gets banned a lot. They really want to get rid of her. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Again, this is obviously another best of 3 series. We are currently in the winner bracket round of 4. One team will move on to the winner bracket semi-final. The other team drops down into the losers bracket. And we had some amazing games in this tournament already. It was honestly mind-blowing. For the Koreans, it's a bit tricky in the sense that right now they don't have a whole lot of competition. So there's not a lot of tournaments, but when there is one, they show up. And so in this case, we now have Leo banned out, we have Diablo banned out, and should be pretty fun. Capybara is going to be a bit fun here too, playing together with Hyde. So this is a really cool team, Team Beast Titan. And we start things off on Infernal Shrines with Hogger. So yeah, he's been already poking it pretty hard in some of the previous games. And I don't know if they script some of these matches, but some of this stuff was ridiculous. So let's see what's going on now in this series, and if this can hold a candle to the quality of games that we had in the previous 2 best of 3s. This tournament is going to take a while. We have quite a bit of content coming up. Blaze and Junkrat now as the picks for Team Beast Titan. It's actually kind of funny to me that you have 2 teams that essentially both named themselves after Attack on Titan in the same tournament. I don't know how that happened. Did they not know what the other teams would name themselves? Like at some point, when the first team signs up for the tournament and you see that as the second team, you would probably give yourself a different name, right? But yeah, not so much here, so kind of unfortunate, I guess, at least for me. But I double checked. This is Beast Titan. Jojo and Genji taken on the side of JinA Ward. I don't know what the ward stands for. Some of the translations are a little bit iffy, so all of this, the data and the information are provided to me by the Koreans, by the organization here, and sometimes it's actually kind of amusing what happens when you take a Korean team name or any kind of name or anything and like try and throw it through Google Translate. Some of this stuff is highly amusing, so usually Hyde is the one that gives me the team names and it interprets them a little bit. I can't remember, we talked about this example earlier. But there was one name with Malta. Oh God, I can't puzzle it together. Something was like, "Where's Marcel?" or something. Instead of like da Malthael, it translated it, "I'm going to Marcel" or "Where's Marcel?" And I was like, "Who the hell is Marcel?" So Google gets very creative with some of the translations. But again, in this case, we didn't have to resort to Google Translate. So Hyde was interpreting some of the stuff. Which caused some amusement, by the way, when Capybara saw some of the team names. But Hyde was just like, ah, well, that's what I went with in Season 1. So yeah, you can appreciate that. They're helping where they can. So we get Sylvanas, we get Deckard Kane. And sometimes the team members actually come in and tell us right away. So for example, Team EG, one team was listed as Team EG, and the second I joined the first lobby, the team goes in immediately. I was like, we're Team Easy Girl, we're Team Easy Girl. I'm like, all right, you're Team Easy Girl, fine. But yeah, they're really happy. I actually like it to commentate games in the Korean server. The players here are pretty fun and they really like to be commentated, to be casted. They don't get that much competition, so for them all of that is quite special. So we have Malfurion and we have Tigers now to round out the draft for the red team. So we get Jojo and Hogger as their frontliners for Infernal Shrines. Lots, again, of clear on the shrine itself. And that leaves us with Capybara. as our final pick. I expect at least once in this series to see him on a Chen main tank. He did it on Battlefield of Eternity previously. I referenced it in one of the earlier series. But we go for Dehaka. Capybara is so much fun. Dehaka main tank as we're heading into Infernal Shrines. Map number 1 in the best of 3 series, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Alright, we're going into game number 1, but chat had my back, so I said that there was this Marcel Malthael thing, and so the team name was officially Don't Ban Malthael, but Google Translate translated it over into Please Let Me Go to Marcel. And we were all wondering for the first match or so who the hell Marcel is. Big shout out to Phoenix from Wikipedia, and also Clicklessly, who helped out because I, for the life of me, couldn't remember the proper names. Anyways, Team Beastine on the left with Blaze and Dehaka on the front line. We got Sylvanas, Junkrat, and Deckard Cain to round out the draft for them. Hyde playing support for the team. As usual, JinA Ward on the right with JinA himself on Hogger. We get Jojo, as already mentioned, for more Shrine prowess. Malfurion for the heals, and then Genji and Tychus to finish the draft for the team in game number 1. And with that, we're heading straight into the action. So, Sylvanas slowly moving back. The idea, of course, was to take one of the towers down as much as they could, and they dropped it down to 50% of its HP. So, nice for her. And then on the top side, we get Emerald Dreams now for our boy Malfurion. So, Hogger is moving towards the top of the map and is starting to slowly do his thing here. We'll get some company. Blaze is the one that is going to say hello. Again, Dehaka is being played as a main tank by Capybara. Will most likely also adjust some of his talents accordingly, but he will be part of that mid lane rotation towards the bottom. And of course later on they can always keep him at the side lane a little bit if he needs to control with his global the experience, or maybe a lane that has been pressured out if he wants to escort one. Whatever it may be. It should be an interesting one though. Beast Titan was a very, very strong team in the first season of this tournament, if I remember correctly. I think both of the Titan teams actually did exceptionally well, and therefore blue team very likely now again also a bit of a favorite. But JinA Ward has some pretty strong players there. You can already tell that they are not really coming into this with any kind of false respect. They're just saying like, yep, we're gonna fight you. Didn't really work out in this battle at the bottom of the map, but we're totally willing to engage into a team fight and to just see if they can take a hero down. So they're not intimidated or anything, and that's actually mega important now in these games. And the matches that we had in the round of 8 of the winner bracket were an absolute blast so far. Lots of back and forth action, lots of cool plays being made there. And now we have level 4 on both sides for the teams as the talents are kicking in, and we are of course still waiting for the first objective to spawn. Also, again, quick shout out to everybody that supports the channel on Patreon. Oftentimes get asked what the best way is to support the channel. One of the best for sure is to support it on Patreon. The link is in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, for example. So big shout out to all of the supporters there. Just as a general note, I absolutely suck in updating like a social media website Patreon updates, but as I promised, with the support, we are hosting more tournaments, I'm casting more stuff, in this case even jumping into one of the tournaments on the Korea server. So I've always said like blah blah, talk is cheap, it's more important what the actions are, and I kind of try to live by that philosophy too. So if you expect a lot of updates, then that's not the thing. If you want to support the channel and want to have one of the best ways, then Patreon is definitely the thing, and it helps me to still cover things like this, even in 2024. 7 years, 6 years? Way too long after Blizzard canned HGC, so yeah, big shout out to everyone. First shrine is up, and Dehaka is still trying to get the team level 7. This is the beauty of having a global when you're playing on Infernal Shrines. Exactly that you get Dehaka on the side lane, granting you more experience, you get the early level 7 and then can push into the shrine again, which they have to do now soon if they want to have a chance of winning that Punisher, because the red team has already pulled ahead in the shrine minions. Here comes Dehaka, Capybara with a lick at a connect, good for him, trying to make a move also for Tychus, which hasn't quite worked out, but with 29, with 30, they're way ahead. Blue team might have been a little bit too late, even with that level 7 advantage. They're still attempting to zone them as best as possible, but if they're not... Oh, man, maybe a kill? Yeah, that would work. Genji goes down, so that's a good one. Genji is gone, but I still think they're gonna lose that Punisher. They went in too late, and it's a frozen Punisher that hurts too. That is a second kill though, and they're gonna get a third one. Yes, the Shrine, the Punisher will be claimed, but... Oh, the timing! Yeah, he's still gonna die. He's still gonna die. There's no way he gets out. Right? 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 Maybe? He made it! Sylvanas wanted him, but no. And apparently the Punisher jump gets procced on the wrong side of the gate. Now, since the team is not pushing with it, it doesn't matter as much, but it's always a bit unfortunate when that happens. So 2 kills now against the red team. Blue team is starting things up very nicely for themselves here. Not with the objective, which they would of course have preferred, but at least they are in a situation where they can get some kills. And as I say it, the red team says, well, you know what, don't count us out just yet, because we are totally capable of getting a kill too. And they come in for a Capybara and take down the Haga. So the Haga gets murdered. He doesn't stand a chance there, but the lead in experience is still in the hands of the blue team, and by essentially more than a level. So they are heavily ahead on this now, and this is obviously still a pretty good start for the blue team into this best of 3 series, into this first map here on Inferno Shrines, and we'll see how much further they can go with this. Red team will have to be careful after level 10 connects. Once that you have level 10, once that you have your heroics, it's just a question of what exactly they're going to do with it. And also, talking about builds here for just a second, what is that Tychus build? Grenade on level 1, but no follow-up on level 7, then in the rhythm and combat tactician? Eh? What? I mean, I have nothing against an auto attack build. I think it's pretty cool when it gets played. I doubt that it's the best. Oh, ho, ho, Rocket Ride! What? Awesome! Good shit! We get Rocket Ride on level 10 for Junkrat. Nice. But yeah, let me get back to Tychus real quickly. So if you want to go into an auto attack style to begin with, and you don't want to go for grenade synergies, then go for Press the Advantage. Give him the extra range. Play around that talent on level 1. I think that gives you still much more than what they're doing right now. So we'll see how much more they're doing as this continues. In regards to build adjustments, there's obviously differences not only in meta when it comes to picking heroes, but also in what exactly you then afterwards do with them. But it is a bit of a wild build that we're seeing from Tychus here. Deckard Kane also still hasn't taken an ult. I mean, personally, stay a while and get wrecked might be what he's gonna go for here now. We'll see. But we're not at that point yet. Second objective hasn't been announced. This is obviously where Tychus is also going to play a bigger role then. Teams are getting ready for it and start to grab their camps. But, yep, over on the right side, it's already happening. And they might even be able to get to level 13 with the Haka in the mix. I wouldn't count that possibility out yet. He could definitely Haka it up a little bit. Go into the side lane, buy some time, maybe at the bottom of the map, and try and get level 13 talent advantages, so that once again as you're heading into an objective, you have the upper hand over your opponent just because that extra talent is going to give you a power boost. Could happen. So, 2 kills to 1, half a level until 13, and they're looking pretty good. But can they win the Punisher? Last time it was the red team that grabbed it. The red team that locked it in and got it pretty handily here. So now the attack continues with Tychus being displaced quickly. Yeah, at least at the beginning they're looking alright. The Haka moves towards the top. The objective's still the same. Wants to get level 13 talents for the team. And there is Odin. Popped very early. They're down at 11, 12 minion stacks. Already 21 for the opponent's team. It is really Team Beast Titan that looks a bit better there. But the Haka and trouble. Buy some time for the team, but he is going to fall eventually from the looks of it. Capybara goes down, and they haven't really done a lot in regards to Shrine minions. I'm honestly a bit shocked that they didn't get more in the time frame. So the Haka down for another 20 seconds. I still believe he has his global, so he could tunnel back in. Odin is gone, but they got 37 minion stacks now. They nearly have a kill on Genji. Oh, the rocket ride, and no, he didn't get it. but they get the objective. It would have been so fun though if you would have gotten a kill with it. It is Sylvanas that comes in towards the back end of the fight though and seals the deal on Tychus. Drops him, gets punished by Genji, so it's a kill for a kill. Hogga is also a little bit low. Punisher is heavily confused, doesn't really know where to go. And just sitting there like, who do we kill now? Well, we kill Malfurion. So Malfurion is gone. Another jump about to be procced on the Punisher. There it is. Hits Genji. They take Jojo out. This fight is crazy. Went all over the place all of a sudden. So 5 kills to 3 overall. And of course, that fort is gonna fall. So a fantastic first objective for the blue team. Second objective of the game itself. One fort gets destroyed. They're even getting the kill on Hogga at the bottom of the map and can still stay there to pick up the camp real quickly. So it's another one that they're easily able to grab. But it's a fun one. The one thing that is a bit sad, he gets a sad trombone for this too. Look at Tychus. 16 stacks. 10 minutes in. Yeah, not really a good progression of this. That, on the other hand, that was a nice kill. That was a very nice kill. Mega quick murder of Junkrat. Junkrat didn't even know that he was attacked and he was already dead. Before he knew that he was taking damage, he was already at 0 hit points. That's basically what went on there. So they get some kills for themselves. They're able to pick a few up. So that was nice. Then again, attacks over here also slowly happening with 6 kills to 4 right now. And of course still the level 16 talent, which is the bigger problem that they have to face up against now. So 1.5 levels to bridge. That might become a bit problematic. 1.5 levels is quite a lot. That is a lot that you need to do there. And what worries me a bit more than that is that with the... I mean, the problem is that the gap is actually widening, or at least it seems to be widening. And a part of this is because of Capybara and the side lane plays that he has been executing quite a few times now. So if that gap continues to widen, and it might not even be a problem around level 16, but that level 20 talent, that's a very different story. So this could be a huge issue later on. I believe that for the next shrine they're still going to get level 16, so while there will be a stats disadvantage because of the extra level that the blue team will clearly have, they are not going to play at a talent disadvantage. At least it shouldn't happen. The only it's half a level. They're gonna grab that for sure. Half a level is not really that big of a deal. But well, we'll see. For now, we still got the camp taken. They have the full 5-man here. And because they got the full 5-man here, that means that there are some opportunities to damage the fort at the bottom of the map. Specifically, of course, with Sylvanas. And that's exactly what they're doing. So, escort the minion wave in, do some damage, and get Sylvanas into a good spot that nearly annihilates the entire fort. So, step by step, they're making their moves now. And they're hoping to prep this further. It would have been great if they can take it down, by the way, because that would have prepared the bot lane to an extent where that fountain is removed, and that would have been great for that next fight. Couldn't quite get there, but let's say they win the Punisher, then they have more push power. One of the reasons, or a very good incentive, for the red team to ensure that that doesn't happen. So they're gonna try and make sure that they're gonna win the next Punisher. Jet propulsion already used. The attacks still keep coming. Yeah, making a bit of a play, and Tychus got out. Good for him. So Tychus is able to get away. Did not die to this. We still have them in the spot where they fully control the shrine, the blue team that is. They are doubling the minion count of the opponent. Hogga hogging a little bit, making some quick moves. Capybara comes in, looking for a good drag, but at the same time, Rocket Ride saves himself and gets a hit on Malfurion, who drops down to 40% of its HP. Jojo is already gone, so is Hogga, and they're getting a triple kill with Jet Propulsion stun on Genji. They drop him too, they follow up with Malfurion. That's full 4 heroes destroyed, and they're going for the 5-man team wipe. Full 5-man wipe, the fort destroyed. It is an utter disaster. I mean, look at this. This is just kill after kill as they're following up on the ones on Jojo and Hogga. first Genji, then they go for Malfury, and he drops 2. We have them nearly on level 20. Team Beast Titan is absolutely beasting it in game number 1. We're having the mid lane being pushed, top lane being pushed, the keep is already taking damage there, and with the Punisher at the bottom of the map, and if things go well, they can maybe even now make a move and take down the core. Maybe that's a little bit too ambitious, but they will do damage here. 100%. I mean, they're doing it essentially on every single lane already. So this one is going to get rocked. They're coming in and they're starting to take down the bot lane keep. 1 keep down, 2 keeps severely damaged. Seems like they're not too eager to go for the core directly, but if they just eliminate the remaining keeps or damage them a little bit, that obviously already helps. And since they have level 20 talents, in this case with a Withering Barrage, who's seriously going to stop them? So, yep, there we go. That keep takes even more damage. Top lane gets escorted out, and the minions are doing work. The core has taken damage too, so it's at 91%. Apparently they want to kill everything from the looks of it. They're trying to really take everything out. More experience is what they're aiming for. Get all the XP. You gotta take all the camps, you gotta take all the structures. So Team Beast Titan maybe playing with their food a little bit here. 2 levels, 3 levels until even again. There's a huge gap between the 2 teams. But now all of the keeps have been destroyed. Every single one of them. Keeps have been destroyed, totally obliterated. But Dehaka, talking about things that are getting obliterated, is also gone. So they can't end right now. We're 16 minutes in, so with catapults pushing on every single lane and not a single fort being destroyed yet by the red team. This is obviously bad news for JinA Ward. But can they, I mean, recovering from this? There's already 2 catapults at the bottom, there's catapults in the middle. The blue team is not even falling back, they're just sitting there saying, hey, we can still poke, we don't have to engage into a fight as long as the Haka is gone. But we can still say hi real quickly. The next shrine is spawning in the middle. And yeah, then on top of that we have of course camps that they're claiming. So they're essentially pinned down on defense. Yeah, they gotta defend, 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 defend. I have my problems with the spot that they're in. Essentially they need to team wipe. How else are you going to get back into this? You need to basically go for more kills. Get a team wipe, for example, and I really high praise that they're still fighting, but I think this is essentially already over. Genji is gone. I think that definitely seals it. Now that Hogga has fallen, it's a 5 versus 3 with catapults marching towards the core. Nobody having a chance to actually defend properly. Core already 91%. This is Tychus dying. So yeah, this is gonna be the end of game number 1. Team Beast Titan with some crazy plays and an absolute dominant performance here in game number 1. So nicely done. And they're obviously taking the lead in the best of 3 series. Again, we are in the quarterfinals here, so let's see what the red team can do on the second map. But Infernal Shrines clearly goes to the blue team. Team Beast Titan takes the lead in the best of 3. GG and well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Dragonshire. Team Beast Titan is in the lead, and they have indeed been beasting it up in game number 1. So, yep, pretty spectacular performance, honestly, by them. They were crushing it. I mean, honestly, they destroyed every single fort and keep on the other side. Nearly a perfect game from them. And if they can continue with the same momentum and also vigor that they showcased in the last one, then this is going to be a very uphill battle for JinA Ward. So, who knows? Actually, they swapped sides. Look at these guys. The entire time, I was honestly paying mega attention to it because I thought like, yeah, there's a chance, you know, that they're screwing things up a little bit for the casters. And then every single map that was hosted, it was absolutely perfect. They did everything right, everything was fine. And now the one time that I don't double check immediately, we are seeing them switch sides and all of a sudden the overlay is screwed up, you know, it makes me look stupid, and yeah, it's just what it is. Thankfully, I'm just so damn good that I can just instantly swap it, and now the overlay is correct again. Team Beast Titan over on the right, and on the left we have JinA Ward. But yeah, honestly, I did it on purpose. I just wanted to check if you people were paying attention. And I know that most of you didn't even realize it until I said it, so shame on you. I'm disappointed. So Vala gets banned, we get Lucio banned out too, Fruit Fly is out, Diablo's out, Dragonshire, I could again see a global. And by the way, the Dehaka main tank has just won the game, just saying. Capybara, he has his very own style, is sometimes a little bit out there with some of the stuff that he does, but personally I really enjoy and like the things that he plays. And it's highly entertaining. So in this case, we are going to maybe see him on a bit of a weird main tank again, but it seems like the blue team is a little bit hesitant on what exactly they should do here. They're at least running down the clock completely. Anduin and Hogga are the two picks for them. Okay, so Dragonshire, we have our top lane already set. Hogga is going to be the one that they're going to use there, and then Anduin taken away, I suppose, also from Genji, since the red team committed to a Genji first pick. There was a chance that they're just gonna say, you know what, we're gonna go for Anduin and pick him early, so maybe it was just really a counter pick to take him away from them. But now we have Junkrat and we get Rhaegar. Rhaegar helps you also taking the camps that are up on the map. Lightning Shield is also pretty sweet there as well. And we get Junkrat again. And on the last map, they just played Rocket Ride, so I love Rocket Ride. It's a little bit memey, but it's also kind of fun, so wouldn't really mind seeing it again. And they actually put a lot of pressure also on Malfurion. Every single time that he dropped the Rocket Ride in, he had to move out of the fight, and even then, when the connect happened, it dropped him down to, what, 40% of its HP or so? So it was rough for him, and he always was then very close to dying. If Genji or anybody else could move in, they were threatening to kill him quickly. Ah, there's the Chen ban. I told you at the beginning of the series that I'm just waiting for Capybara to come in with his Chen main tank. And I've actually referenced it in one of the previous matches too. And this is kind of exactly what I was talking about, but they are getting rid of it, so they're banning Chen out. We're not the only ones that know that Capybara likes to throw out some of these weird main tanks and loves to play a chain main tank whenever he sees personally that there's an opportunity to pull it off, so yeah, it's kind of sad. I would have loved to see it again. I think he's actually fantastic in that role. Anyways, blue team, we need a main tank for them too. Obviously need more damage. Side laner has already been picked, but that's about it. So with Dragonshire, the next pick, we get Dehaka and we get Uther. Dehaka for them now, really? They're trying to play the Dehaka main tank. So far, I thought the entire time this is more of a Capybara thing. Don't tell me that all of a sudden on the Korean server they just decided that from now on they want to play Dehaka main tanks. That's normally not really something that's quite stable. So Blaze gets taken. I suppose he's going to be the side laner for the team. And then for Capybara, we're getting Jojo. Nah, come on. Come on. Total vanilla pick, really? You have a reputation, my man. I can absolutely understand the choice, but that makes me a little bit sad. Alright, proper tank now? Or do they really play this with a Dehaka main tank? Is that really the goal here? They go Gul'dan. They go Gul'dan with a mage. Hogga and Dehaka at the front. Gul'dan brings in the mage power. Double support. I guess Uther main tank is supposedly what we're getting here. But yeah, it's a bit of a wild comp, honestly, if you ask me. Either way, game number 2, everybody. Let's jump straight in. Dragonshire is our second map. Second game. Apparently the blue team thought, or JinA Ward thought, that if they switch their color and they play as the blue team on the second map, you know, that's where the magic is. The blue team just wins more. We have on the left JinA on Hogga. We get Dehaka and again Anduin plus Uther. So Uther is the main tank, I suppose. And then on top of that, we have Gul'dan as the main damage dealer for the team. Over there on the right side of the map, though, we got Rhaegar. Much more normal composition, honestly, what we're getting here. So first we have Blaze and Jojo as the two tanks, or tank and side laner. We have Junkrat and Genji, and then we get Rhaegar for the heals. So very traditional composition that gets played by the red team, this time by Team Beast Titan. And this could be the game where they are absolutely rolling over the opponent. If not, Yeah, well, they already started with the Haka dying. He pulls the Lauber essentially, dies at the 20-second mark, so that one definitely hurt. But they can't follow it up with another one. But it's a little bit terrifying to see the red team in this case. Now, again, quick reminder, they switched sides, so don't be weirded out by that. But it is a little bit strange to now all of a sudden see the red team right from the start, you know, with an absolute standard comp just roll over the early game. Or that's what it seems to be indicating at. And I'm not so sure that Gul'dan, as a solo main damage dealer, is really going to be in a position where he can make those moves here. I mean, don't get me wrong, Gul'dan obviously has lots of damage there, and you can also get damage with either the Haka or with Hogger, but that is still a pretty weird double support triple frontline if you ask me. If that was a Vala pick, for example, or Suljin or something, then maybe, but that's a ton of sustain, and I'm not so sure if that is really gonna win them the game in the long run. Happy to be proven wrong here, but this, at least for now, seems like a quite risky composition from my perspective. But again, let's just see what they can do with it. If they can force game number 3, then hey, even better. But I'm not quite sure if it's really in the cards for them. Now, either way, we got Beast Titan now with the 1-0 lead in the best of 3, of course. We're having level 4 on the board. Only a single kill, a bit of a focus onto the bot lane right now. Already displacement from Hogger. Everybody just gets booped over and then has to mount up and right back into battle. Then on top of that, also, yeah, the move down to the bottom of the map to retake that shrine. I don't think we're gonna, well, maybe we're gonna get some early Dragonites here. It depends a bit, because they're already starting to lay some traps in the middle. Rega and Genji are now both moving down. And Uthas, be careful. I don't care if you have Anduin with you or not, but he's eating a lot of damage there. Way too much damage. Even with the double support, that hurts. So, yeah, there's the double control. Hogger is still sitting in the middle and is trying to help out now at the bottom of the map. But their problem is the lack of damage at times. I'm not sure if anybody can sneak into the middle right now. But if Genji, for example, yep, he could Swift Strike over. He has a little bit of time there. Junkrat just has to buy a bit of time for him, and he does. That's a Dragon Knight. Or not? Boah! Junkrat for the team, come on. You could have just died there. Death timers are so low, dying for the team in that situation would have been absolutely okay. But Junkrat, you know, he's one of these Overwatch heroes. And all those Overwatch heroes, they're not only very suspicious, but they're also insanely selfish. So Junkrat was like, do I aid the team and die? Or do I just play it, you know, for myself and make sure that I live to fight another day right now? Because traveling back from Nexus is so difficult. So yeah, that's what happened there. Another interrupt. So Hogger, you know, he's working for the team here. And at the bottom of the map, we have some Warcraft heroes then moving in, retaking that. Level 7 talents on both sides now. But all done, jokes aside, I mean, essentially, the red team is really the one that currently applies pressure. They've been threatening a Dragon Knight now twice, and it will eventually have consequences. Junkrat could retake at the bottom of the map now pretty easily. I'm actually a little bit surprised that he didn't. He had a chance there, didn't go for it, pushed out the minion lane instead. But yep, Capybara now slowly moving back out, has gone into Sins Exposed after Subdue. And rides with the Pleb Horse into battle, not like this. So yeah, small lead in experience, nothing to write home about, nothing crazy. On top of that, at the top, we now got the Haka and Blaze going toe-to-toe at the bottom. Yeah. Vin sitting there. Where's that stun when you need it? First we get the pull from Anduin on Gul'dan, saving him. But they're trying to retake this. It's going to be a 4 versus 4 if he continues though. And Gul'dan is being forced back a bit here. Capybara is taking the position here. Yeah. Hogger is ready. But they haven't lost that shrine yet. It is a fierce fight because the top side has been under the control of Blaze the entire time. He's even pushing for the top fort. Like, Blaze is absolutely crushing their top lane. So the Haka with trouble all along there, but now you find yourselves in a really, really cool spot where you have full control over the top shrine. you can apply pressure onto the fort that will eventually force some heroes to rotate over and help you out, meaning that there's less resource on the rest of the map. And in this case, for example, it is the middle where they're still making another play. As soon as they have control over the bot lane, they can go towards the mid and can try and make a play for DK number 1. Especially, of course, if they controlled that space and pushed everybody out. Gul'dan with Bound by Shadows after starting things off with Echoed Corruption. And now with Horrify, I mean, we get all the ults in. Junkrat this time decides that it's time to Riptire it up. Oh, and Anduin, look at that. He goes for the bubble. Holy word.
Salvation. Salvation. It's the best word. Everybody says so. It starts with an S, ends with an N. Nobody has ever seen anything like it. It's the best word, and he has it. Salvation.
Oh, that ancestral, by the way. And there's the bubble. Woo! It's bubble time. All right, 2 kills to 0. The ancestral was spot on. Anduin bubbles it up a little bit. The man has the best words, all the words. But at the top, they've lost the fort. So the fort is down. That one has been taken apart. And this is just... It is a slow process, but it honestly doesn't bode well for the blue team. They're just losing too much ground and too many situations where they shouldn't. So losing the top fort is really a big deal, given that there was a 4 versus 4 at the bottom. I mean, essentially, even with Genji rotating over every now and then, this was a 1v1 lane, so you shouldn't lose the fort like that. Blaze outplayed it heavily, and that makes it nearly impossible for you to grab that topside shrine in the first place, which was already, you could argue, out of reach for them. So, yeah. Again, might be overstating things a little bit right now. It's half a level of an advantage, but it feels like the game is very much going one direction right now. And it could get worse. X-Strike, there's the kill. Anduin is gone. That's the first one of all. Falling Sword from Capybara. But they lose Rega, so that's the counter kill. And Genji, okay, now we're talking. All of a sudden, here we go. Blue team with a double kill. JinA himself jumped in, but now they're doing some work. That was actually pretty sweet. Those were some strong plays right there. And some successful ones too. So 2 kills to 3. Level 13 on the board now for Team Beast Titan. And Jojo gets the Dragonite. Little Jojo, fully grown up. Stun, and he's still dead. Does he make it out? No. I mean, good Riptire Connect too. Drops them low. With the first fort at the top already taken, the Dragonite is with ease now demolishing the second one in the middle. They're trying apparently to go for the counter kill at the bottom of the map. That's a bit questionable if you ask me. As long as Genji... They're getting a lot of really good hits with their AoE abilities. They might get some kills here. Divine Shield is out, but they are all rather low. There's the bubble, but look at the Dragonite. The Dragonite is just taking another one out, and that's Jojo. And Jojo has Falling Sword. She can easily jump out here if she has to, or they can just try and turn this into an attack. But that's the fort gone. First of all, Gul'dan. Nice! Gul'dan gets kicked into the team, and now Jojo, she doesn't even have to use her Falling Sword. She can even just walk out. That was pretty damn good. Nicely done. So they're taking all the forts apart. We're only 9-10 minutes into the game. The forts are gone, and that was solid. Gul'dan with Dark Bargain, by the way, as his level 13 choice. We have him on 33,000 damage. Same essentially for Junkrat. Junkrat's a little bit ahead. But those were some neat plays. I mean, the kick against Gul'dan to begin with was kind of cool. Kicking him into the team, and then they just drop him. Now it's a level advantage for Team Beast Titan. Not a talent advantage yet, but they have the level. So top side, this is where Tehaka is now starting to slowly do his thing. And in the meantime, we're now having Blaze still killing it. Blaze is 100,000 siege damage. He's the one that won the solo lane so hard that he actually took the fort out. And in the meantime, level 16 is now ready. So 16 is in, and that will allow them also to go for some additional structures and, of course, claim the camps on the map, paint the map red essentially. Wait for the next Dragon Knight. And the next Dragon Knight is going to be an absolute misery for the blue team. No fountains in the middle anymore, no forts to fall back on, so they are just struggling. They're getting outclassed here a little bit, clearly. We've had some insanely close games in this first round of the tournament, but this seems to be a clear favorite here. JinA Ward is doing what they can, but they're clearly outmatched by Team Beast Titan. Game number 1 already showcased it, and here just continues. The red team is the clear favorite on this, and they are, I mean, they're clearly the favorites, and they play it exactly like favorites should. They shut them down whenever they can. They're taking leads, they extend those leads, and they don't give them any opportunities to come back into the game, essentially. So, yeah, they're absolutely murdering it. Level 16 Talons will give another opportunity to the blue team to maybe bring it back a little bit. I mean, maybe they can try here to, do something, but since there's another Dragon Knight that was taken at the same time, the blue team couldn't move in. They didn't have level 16 Talons yet, but now that they do, they can only use it for defense. Dragon Knight just very slowly and meticulously playing around the Dragon's Breath ability. So not doing anything crazy, not rushing into the towers, not rushing into the keep. And that allows for more pressure at the bottom of the map as well. So they're sieging up on 2 positions now and start to open some walls up and get some damage in. So that's essentially it. Blue team is trying to force the fight at the bottom of the map, but the Dragon Knight has taken the keep in the middle down to... I mean, it's going to destroy the entire thing. The keep here is going to fall. Fight continues at the bottom of the map. X-Strike, Dehaka's coming in. It's a 5 versus 4. DK, yeah, Anduin is dead. Blue team is even losing that. Another punt against Gul'dan. He's exactly where he doesn't want to be. Maybe Junkrat dies now, and indeed he does. But I think more heroes on the blue team side are soon going to fall. And let's not forget that Jojo, once she's out, also still has her ult. So Gul'dan goes down. Here comes the falling sword. And goodbye, Uther. Goodbye, Dehaka. They don't even have to chase Hogger. They could if they want. They really want to. So, yeah, they take Hogger down. Full 5-man team wipe. And now the move for Core. So, they clearly want to end the game right here. Anduin is coming back solo. I mean, he's not going to be a threat. Until today, he hasn't really learned which side to hold the sword on. So, he's just going to injure himself trying to draw it. Insta dies, and that's game. 11 kills to 4 and a 2-0 victory for Team Beast Titan, ladies and gentlemen, as they take down JinA Ward in this series in the winner bracket. A round of 8 at the Korea Cup. GG and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.